Our shifts are not atypical. Most places I've ever been, the critical care shifts are 12-hour shifts or 24-hour on-call, believe it or not. When I was a fellow, we took over the ICU on Monday morning and we were on call until the following Monday. So we did 7 straight days from 5 in the morning until probably 7 at night, and then we would sleep for a while and try to get home and get some sleep and then be back at it the next day. It was actually pretty crazy. Being in the intensive care unit or being in the EICU, where I'm monitoring hospitals all over a 6-state region, is like drinking out of a fire hose. I mean, this can be quiet sometimes, but that's not the usual situation. The usual situation is it just comes at you from the time you walk through the door until the time you leave. So you have to have some way to decompress. So during work, actually, you have to, take a deep breath and sort of step out of the unit periodically when you can, just to sit down and grab something to eat or take a walk a little bit. Because 12 hours, drinking out of a fire hose, patient after patient after patient, you gotta take a break. If you don't take a break, actually, you get to the point where you're not really useful to anybody. Plus, you lose fun in your life. So I've always thought you have to have outlets, and not just sort of little passive outlets, but things you're really passionate about, that you really care about, that you look forward to. I think that's really the key. So, for example, when I'm in the ICU, I'm working hard, but if it's a sunny day and I know my bike's in the hallway, and when I finish my shift and I look out the window and it's not raining, I'm thinking about that as well. I mean, it helps me get through the day. So you have to do things. I ride a bike a lot, actually. 3 years ago, rode 630 miles from Sioux Falls over to South Bend, Indiana to help raise money for this organization. And that was a 630 miles in 6 days deal. And then last year, a friend of mine and I did another fundraiser. We rode 5 of the biggest climbs in Colorado. That part of it's adventure. And now I'll be climbing on this bike again and trying to raise additional money to help finish building this hospital in Ecuador. And this one might be a little crazy. This one we're going to ride from the Mexican border to the Canadian border along the Continental Divide. And we'll cross the Continental Divide 34 times between the time we leave Mexico and hopefully make it to the north. The point is that it's got to be something you really love and you like training for, you like doing. Why are my wife and I involved with this organization in Ecuador? Why do we ride bikes? But more specifically, this kind of work that we do in Ecuador. And I always tell people because I'm selfish. I mean, I really say that to people. They say, why do you do this? And I say, because I'm selfish. Because we get back so much more. I know this is what people always say, but it turns out that it's absolutely true. My life is so much richer because of the people that I know from biking and the people that I know from Ecuador. I can't even quantify it. So the answer is, why do I do it? What do I get out? It provides a great deal of personal satisfaction and sense of well-being. I just think to stay healthy and to stay useful and to stay focused and centered, you have to have some way to disconnect from the intense work that you do.